Hey everyone, I'm currently outside Vertu Honda Motorcycles Nottingham. I'm putting the glove on the wrong way. And the royal we, I am about to ride the Honda CB750 Hornet. That's my Honda SS50 up there. So a little bit about it. I'm not going to go too much into specification, but it's basically 91 horsepower, which means if you pass your A2 test, you can actually have this restricted. It's 190 kilos full of fuel, so it's still quite light for what it is. It's got a 795 seat height, which we were initially concerned about because I'm only 5'8", but 795 is actually quite low. And looking at the shock absorber, there are wishbones on it, so Lust Racing will probably come out with a lowering kit for that pretty soon. This particular one is the extras version, which means you get a nice seat hump on it, different foot pegs, a little screen, which you'd be surprised how much difference they actually make, and a Quickshifter. I'm not a massive fan of Quickshifters because on a public road I just like to feel the gears and do it that way, where on my Tuono I quite enjoyed the flicking it up without using your clutch or closing your throttle. But the Quickshifter is switch on and offable, so I've turned them off at the moment. And there we go, approved Honda Motorcycling, that's us. So we're sponsored by Honda, but you know me, if I don't like it I will say so. I'll probably lose my job. Looks like it comes with the Road 5s, and no doubt when they take over, the Road 6s will be fitted, which is a really good call. And you can see the Quickshifter just here. Let's have a play. I've got him to shove it in standard mode for me, but we might have a play with the modes in a bit and see how we go. Ignition on. Quite a nice laid out dash, and it's very bright. My only complaint about the CB500s and 650s is that the dash wasn't very bright, so that's a good thing. Let's fire her up. Sounds quite sweet actually. Initially, when they mentioned that they were coming out with the Hornet, I was a little disappointed it was only a twin, because to me, I'm old school, the Hornet should be a 4-cylinder. But that doesn't sound like a normal twin. It sounds like they've changed the firing order, so it feels more like a V, or sounds more like a V. Let's go and have a play. It's got the incredibly light Honda clutch, which I'd expect. The back brake actually surprisingly good. Normally some Hondas have quite vague back brakes, but for slow speed this is quite nice. Get to the end, use the front a little bit. Okay, well at least I know the brakes are working. The first road we'll be going on to is a faster speed limit, so let's see how it deals with it. It's going to be an acceleration test, isn't it? Here we go. So let's get up to 50 nice and quick. That sounds quite nice actually. The reason I wanted to try this is because the MT-07 is one of the competitors. Now you'll find that the looks wise it looks nice, but then again it looks like most other nakeds. Being really picky, I think I'd like it to have cruise control because I'm lazy and old. Now watch this. Okay, third gear. Oh, let's get used to the indicators on that. We're all good. Put the hazards on. So up to 50. So we'll see what the torque's like. I'm going to put it into top gear. Nice gear position indicator there. I'll keep hitting that hazard when I go to cancel the indicator. That might be a problem for me because it's very close on the thumb. Okay, so let's see what the torque is like. We're going from a 50 to a 70, and I know I'm in 6th gear and I wouldn't normally do this, but let's see how long it takes to get up to 70. Okay, a little bit sluggish then, but it's soon pulling up there. Yeah, that's more than acceptable. Let this van go and then I'll knock it down a couple of gears. So fourth gear at 58. Wait for the van to go a little bit and then I'll open it up. Ready? Oh yeah, there's plenty of poke there. And again, I suppose there would be at 91 horsepower on a twin. And this is only in the standard rider mode. It's not even in the sport mode yet. So what I might do is pull over and put that in the sport mode and see what difference that makes. So we're going to turn right at the roundabout. Third exit, right turn at the roundabout. Right, there's nobody behind me, so I'm going to brake heavily. Oh yeah, beautiful brakes. The light, slick gearbox you would expect from a Honda, coupled with that incredibly light clutch as well. Watch this car. And we're in a 60 limit now. Yeah, the gearbox is beautiful. So it's incredibly smooth. I can just about feel the tiniest bit of engine through the foot pegs, but it's by no means vibration. It's incredibly smooth. Engine braking's nice, that's from 5th gear, and I'm doing 40 in 5th, and it still has a nice little bit of torque on it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to temporarily pull in here at this junction, pop it into neutral, indicator off. Yeah, you can see the problem I might have with that is that the hazards are really close to the indicator. The riding modes are really easy to change. You can change them on the fly, and then as long as you close your throttle off, it'll select. So I'm just going to put it from rain into standard mode. So you press the mode whilst you're riding normally until you get to standard, and then it flashes, look, and then close the throttle and it selects it for you. How brilliant is that? It immediately feels a little revier. Oh, that is fun. Yeah, that's certainly got some poke on it. So let's turn left onto a twisty and have a look. Exhaust sounds nice actually. So that's third. We're doing 30 and then we get into a 60. So I'm going to hold it in third on purpose, and it's in sport mode now. I can feel the extra it wants to go, and the fuel injection mapping is actually pretty good, better than I thought. Are we ready for this? Ready? That was pretty quick, wasn't it? Very nice. And I'm purposely trying to find a couple of bumps in the road too. Okay, let's take it in third. That'll do. Move it in a bit. Steady throttle. Position 2 is good. And I'll tell you what, this is fun. This is fun. The mirrors do the job well. They're well positioned and placed. And I'd probably get a pair of heated grips on if it was down to me. Now, Motorcycle News said that it can go out of shape a little bit when you start pushing it. It just depends on how much you're going to push a bike. You know, you have to be realistic that people like us aren't these road testers that complain that it's 2 seconds slower a lap at Donington than an R1 or what have you. You know, this is real world riding. I'm going to put this footage in whether I can do a U-turn or not, so this will be fun. Okay. Yeah, it's got a good turning circle on it, and that is about 6.5 meters or so. Yeah, that's sweet. So let's take it into town and see what it's like through the middle of town, because this is where the fuel injection really shows itself up. Thank you, Mr. Mini. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's very flickable. I'm getting used to the switch gear as well on that. So 4th gear, 38 miles an hour, just feel ever so slight buzzing through the pegs. The foot pegs are a bit more of a sporty riding position, but not as bad as my 2.0 used to be. That was basically the RSV4 with raised bars. Riding position is really nice on it. The handlebars are exactly the right distance away for me, and being 5 feet 8, touching the floor with my knees slightly bent gives some hope to other people as well. Just going to pull in, because if you're looking at a review, I think you're going to want to see what the Quickshifter's like, even though I don't necessarily use them. I'm pretty sure you'd want to. The reason I don't use the Quickshifters is because I don't like the idea of when I preload the gear it automatically changes. But let's go into the menus anyway then. So down to Quickshifter and select. So that's on Quickshifter now. So up, I'm going to turn it on to medium, and then down is going to go to medium again. Okay, so now the Quickshifters are activated. Let's have some fun. Bring it up. It's quite a pronounced cut-off when you go to change the gear. When you're going slower, actually, it works quite nicely. Let's try the down Quickshifter then. Yeah, it's smooth. So close the throttle and then down a gear without clutch. Yeah, it's quite nice. Still feels weird to me though. And trying the Quickshifter in town isn't necessarily the best idea. Okay, 2nd gear, no clutch, throttle's still holding. 3rd. 4th. Let's go to 5th. 29 miles an hour, 6th gear. You can tell it's struggling there. Okay, throttle closed, down 1 gear, down another gear, down another gear. Yeah, it's very smooth. Personally, I like to take pride in my riding, so I use the clutch when changing up and down the gears, or sometimes I won't use the clutch going up the gears, but I'd still close my throttle off. So if you like the idea of a Quickshifter, this is a nice version of it. I'd still like cruise control. And when you've got Quickshifter activated, of course you can still use your clutch, and you don't know. Let me try a little bit of a preload to change gear then. Actually, that's better than my 2.0. I can put a little bit of pressure on the gear lever on the medium setting and it won't change gear. Yeah, okay. I might be a convertee then, I might just leave it on medium. So let's stay in 3rd gear at 30. On a twin I wouldn't be in 3rd at 30 anyway. I'd probably be wanting to be in 4th. The reason being is that the power delivery is actually quite sharp. And obviously I'm going downhill, so it's not necessarily going to be showing me the quality of the fuel injection mapping. But here we are now, 31, engine just pulling. Yeah, that's about as good as I'd like fuel injection mapping to be on a bike like this. I'm impressed. That Yamaha Tracer I tried in 2015 was almost unrideable at this speed because of the fuel mapping. This is lovely. I suppose it's only a first impressions, but I'd say what a fantastic little bike this is. I wouldn't mind having it for a little bit longer and go and have a proper play out in Derbyshire, and I'm wondering if the guys will let me have the bike for the whole day, because I know test rides, they need to try and get as many people on these as possible. But just to let you know, if you do training with Roadcraft or any of the Honda School of Motorcycling training schools that are around the country, once you've had a lesson or a couple of lessons or done your test on one of the Hondas that they supply, you will get £500 off this bike. Now I can't believe the price of it, because they're only 7 grand brand new anyway. And just like our CB125Fs that we train on, I can't believe that they can produce such a good quality bike at this sort of price. So with your discount you would get this bike, not the sport version of course with the Quickshifter etc, but you get the basic version of this bike for £6,500, and that's incredible. My personal choice of colour would be the white metallic with the red frame. That would be my choice. So there we go, there's not much more I can think about really. So thanks for watching. Feel free to make any comments, like and subscribe and blah 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 blah, and I will see you soon.